When it comes to changing user permissions, any file is going to have default permissions. So let me show you what I mean. One of the things that you can do is take a look at the files in this particular directory. You've got one file and one subdirectory. So james.txt right now has read-write permissions for the James user. It has read-write permissions for the James group, and it does allow the other group to read the contents of that file. That means that once James is placed, say, on a web server, that those permissions would allow anybody, not even a defined username, to read that file. Let's say you want to make it a little bit more restrictive. So you can use the command command. I don't need to use sudo here or become root because I own this particular file. So if we want to make this a little bit more restrictive, I can set this basically to 760 using absolute permissions. I specify the name of the file there and hit hit command there, and notice what's happened. I have still given read-write permissions to the James group, but notice nobody. Hello there. Nobody in the other group can read that file now. So I've restricted the permissions there. Now, if I wanted to, I could go in and type command 664, and that would bring james.txt back to its original permissions. Now, you can also change any directory that you own as well, the permissions for that. So in this case, let's say I wanted to change the subdirectory. I could use the command and I can say, well, let's give it everybody. Let's give James the ability to make any changes that he wants, and also the James group, but nothing to the other group. So we do that using command, and then we hit ls there, and notice once again we have the subdirectory. Now it doesn't have those permissions. If you wanted to change the permissions and everything in the subdirectory, you could just use the wildcard little command there, and that won't work. Subdirectory, and that makes it possible. There we go, to change the for the permissions everything inside of that subdirectory to have their